bandana.
Oh, you do. You just have that. The bandana and the shuffle.
Yes.
Are you sure that's not you over there? Who am I talking to?
I don't actually do any sort of fancy shuffle. It's because I'm such a laid-back guy.
It's because you're busy looking at everybody else shuffling.
Probably.
Just chucking your cards everywhere. It's like, oh no,
oh no, my cards are all over the floor, but at least you've got a nice shuffle, so it's all okay.
Oh, you don't know what I'm playing.
I'll be honest with you, that shuffle was so nice, I'd just give up. That's how that works.
It just... you, sir, have the nicest shuffle. Why? Okay, so... here comes the die roll.
Three versus 2. Dale takes the win.
Yeah, both of these players are 3 wins away from making the final 4. And they're being told to keep their fields corrected. That's something that's very important at the moment, is that players have their field laid out as in the same way that the game mat is. Will become particularly more important later on when we start adding new zones to your game mats in the future.
You'll understand it all.
Okay, so Bujin Yamato Dimensional Prison, Fire Formation Tenki, Fire Formation Tenki number 2, another Bujin monster, and Forbidden Lance. I can't make out what the... I'm
not quite sure either. I can't quite see it.
I think
again,
it might be
craning our heads.
I think it's pronounced Arasuda, but I can't remember.
Arasuda? Maybe. Oh, there we go.
It's actually a missing file.
You're missing card as well. Right, we'll see when we see the card artwork.
Sure. I know it's got 1600 attack, 1900 defense, light, beast warrior, Bujin, so we could find it, but many of you Bujin players are probably throwing your arms in the air, Aaron, we're sorry. Oh, we've got 2 soul charges with this Lightsworn star of Lila, Gareth, Aaron, and 2 soul charges. And we got the thumbs up. I'm ready. I'm ready, he says. So let's see how Del starts this match. Fire Formation Tenki coming down. She's going to add Bujin Mikazuki to his hand. Turn 1, Bujin Yamato.
Oh no, I actually think that was a...
2 face down cards, and Bujin Yamato going to activate. What will he send to his graveyard? Typically a Bujin hair.
Yep, and
there
there's
it is.
the hair.
Bujinji hair, sorry. Oh, we might get our joke in today. I've just remembered.
Maybe, but we'll save it.
After all this build-up, it's never going to be worth it. Just leave it. Just leave it. All right.
It's a secret to everyone until it happens. Did he just draw a 3rd soul charge?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's
He's just gonna keep that one a little quiet there.
Targeting that face down there.
Yeah. Lila. He's going to chain the Forbidden Lance to protect the Bujin Yamato from any kind of spell or traps. The Lila's going to defense mode, so she won't be able to attack over that. And there's even a Dimensional Prison as additional backup should Dennis find a way to commit more cards to the table. So he ends his turn, and he sends a Rainbow Karibo, Eclipse Wyvern, and a Solar Recharge. That Rainbow Karibo is... wow, we're seeing this in the top 32. In the main deck, I might add, of the Lightsworn deck. I really like Rainbow Karibo. First of all, it's a Karibo. Second of all,
it's made of rainbows.
And it's a really good card. The Eclipse Wyvern is going to banish the Judgment Dragon. Probably going to see the Dragon Rulers again in this Lightsworn deck. Bujin player draws up Forbidden Lance. Three soul charges. One currently set on the field in case you're curious about the field. What's on the field? It's Bujin Hirume. Just having a quick read of that one. When a Bujin monster is banished. Oh, well, I can just bring that up for you there, guys. If you are watching in HD, you should be able to read that. But again, if you are in HD and you're struggling to read that, please let us know. Unless, of course, you're watching this on a phone, in which case it might be a bit too small anyway. Let us know either way. Bujin Yamato going in for the attack on Lila. That's going to send it to the graveyard, and Bujin Michizuki, this card, Mikazuki, is going to attack directly, and that's going to be 1900 points of damage. I think this free free Soul Charge hand for Dennis is really setting him back. He's not started with Solar Recharge, Charge of the Light Brigade, many of his cards to get started. It could pay off if he gets set up. Oh, there's a turtle. So we got Bujin Hare and Bujinji Turtle in the graveyard.
Just Hare just behind the turtle.
Yeah, of course, because he went for a nap, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
Got it, finally.
We finally got that.
And you guys didn't even see that coming.
No.
So every time you're playing against a Bujin player, I do encourage you to make Tortoise and the Hare references to them.
Yeah, it appears to be some sort of error in communication there.
Okay, let's see what's happening. There's another fire formation Tenki.
The judge is going over.
Not sure what's happening here.
Okay, that seems to be resolved pretty quickly.
Yeah, the issue's sorted. Dennis is drawing a new card. It's not going to be the 4 Soul Charge, don't worry. I'm sure they would be having a slightly different discussion if that was the 4th Soul Charge. I can't tell you what that card is, unfortunately. So let's take a look over at Dell's field. So this is what he's playing into. Oh, it is a Rainbow Karibo. It's a second one, so he's actually playing 2 Rainbow Karibos in his main deck.
Wow. And there's the first Soul Charge.
Soul Charge number 1 for Lila. Only a single activation.
He can't really afford to do much more.
He can, but he's just got no plays he can really make. So he's considering his options. He's targeting his face down. And it's a Forbidden Lance that he targets. Gareth coming down. This creates a really interesting situation. He's got another 2 Soul Charges in hand. Okay. He can't afford to take the time to do this, so he goes for the Evil Swarm Excitation Knight. This is a very powerful extra deck monster. Unfortunately, I can't bring this up.
Exciting monster.
Okay, so this will destroy all cards controlled by Dale. He will use that Bujinji Hare to protect his Bujin Yamato.
Which I think he's fine with.
Yeah, did you see what the Forbidden Lance wasn't chained to anything, was it? I didn't. Yeah, he's been told to keep his Spanish cards not in the middle of the table, just in case there's confusion of what's in play and what's not in play.
And here is, of course, this turn that he can't be destroyed.
It's Bujin Crane drawn. There's Bujin Carnation, Bujin Harume, and Bujinji Crane in Dell's hand right now. Just in case you guys don't see enough of this card against your Bujin local players, you can see how nasty this one is. Okay, it's Bujin Harume, and he's banishing a Bujin monster from his graveyard to special summon the Harume, and when that happens he's allowed to special summon Bujin Arazuda, I believe. Again, if I pronounce that name wrong, I apologise. You can find that in the public card database under Bujin 1600 attack, 1900 defense, light beast warrior if you need some filtering information. Okay, so he's still got that turtle slow and steady winning the race. Where do we go with the next summon?
There's still a lot of choices.
He's considering it.
Anarok would be a good...
You know, if he enters his battle phase, the Excitation Knight... hold on.
Anarok's probably going to be a good choice.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't actually use the Excitation Knight.
He can't, but...
No, they control the same number of cards. Is that
3?
3? Here's a card we don't see very often.
Which is why he has to read it.
Yes, I will call that one up for you as soon as I can. It's Bujins Amaterasu. It's one of the giant cards for this weekend if you're in the public events. Very, very powerful card, and we don't see it put in play very much, so I'm very happy to see this in the top 32 being summoned. And it's not even the end of Dell's rampage.
There's a Susano.
Yeah, Bujin Susano. Detaching another hair. Bujinji hair. Yeah, as we said, we were talking about yesterday, you normally see one big Bujin monster on the field against your opponent's many monsters. Dell turning that on its head by just summoning lots of really big Bujin T monsters. Bujin Ki for Amaterasu. There's another Bujin Harum. He's got the Bujin Carnation in his hand in case something goes wrong here.
And he's limited his cards that are on the field by making those extra summons.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's lowered his number of cards so the Excitation Knight can't be used. And Dennis is not looking good. He's losing his monster.
In fact, I could say this is probably game, is it not? 24 and 20.
Yeah, that's 5,000. There's the Rainbow Karibos.
Ah, yes.
Can I just read that for a moment, please? It's like, this is... what? His lifeline... yeah, his lifeline preserved. He had the Bujin... he had the Rainbow Karibo in his hand, which stops the Bujin monster attacking as long as it's on the field, and then he can special summon a Rainbow Karibo from his graveyard when his opponent declares an attack. It's just banished if it's special summoned this way. So what would have been a game-winning attack coming from Dell completely stopped, and rather taking any more life point damage, he knows he's got those soul charges in his hand, and he needs every life point he can get here. Very well defended by Dennis.
Fortunately, I don't think that he's really got the ability to be able to come out of this.
It's a scary field to be facing, especially when there's we know there's a Bujinji hare and a Bujinji turtle in the opposing group. There's Light Ray Diablos being drawn. This card seems to get a lot of attention recently. When we first released Light Ray Diablos, there was not a lot of feedback for that, but now people seem very happy to play this card. It's also just another very big monster. Oh, there's actually something wrong with the image. It is not a 2-star monster, guys. Sorry about that. That is a lot higher. Just mark that on the list of things. So in case you're watching, Dell's field currently looks like this.
Which is huge.
Yeah, the Rainbow Karibo I think is attached to, equipped to the Bujinki Amaterasu. Is that how you say it?
Amaterasu.
Amaterasu, sorry.
Amaterasu, you got it right.
Yeah. Amaterasu.
Bujins Susano. Bujin Harume.
Yep. Okay, Dennis checking the graveyard. Very important to know what your opponent can pull out when you're trying to commit to a play. So Dennis has created an opportunity for himself. He just needs to make the most of it. So soul charge, Dell lets that go. Summons back 2 monsters in defense mode. It's a Lila Lightsworn Sorceress and Gareth, another Lightsworn warrior. Draw lots of cards with Gareth there. What's Dennis gonna do? He's only got 2,800 life points left. His opponent can attack all monsters. Dell can attack all monsters Dennis controls with his Bujin Susanoo.
Which I think is what Dennis is just realising there.
Yeah. Okay. He sets a monster, and he's gonna try and draw some additional cards from the Gareth. So he actually sends a Eclipse Wyvern to the graveyard, which will allow him to banish his second Judgment Dragon. And Gareth's effect will send the top two, and in response Dale activates his Bujin Amaretu to... I have to bring this up because it has to do different effects depending on whose turn it's being used in, and it's currently being used in Dennis's turn. We don't see this card very often. He's targeted one of his banished level 4 monsters and he's added it to his hand. It's the Bujins Crane. Going to make battle very difficult for Dennis.
Louis thinking there's a rather large defense face down there.
Got a Bujin Carnation, Bujinji Crane and a Book of Moon in Dell's hand. Okay, we're seeing another XE material detached by Dell. And he's sending a card to his graveyard. Unfortunately, I think it's...
from play?
yeah, it's the Bujin... Bujinti... It's...
Quillen?
I forget its name. It's it destroys a card that your opponent controls, face-up card.
Pretty sure it's Bujinji Quillen.
Yeah, Quillen, that'll be it. It destroys face-up cards. So he uses it to destroy the Rainbow Karibo, which will allow his Bujinki to attack.
Just to figure where it's Bujin Sword Horse Face. It's a horse with a sword instead of a face.
Ah, that clears that up for me.
Yeah, just thought.
So yeah, here we're going to see the Bujin Susanoo going, just taking everything out, and
I think
Dell's trying to close this game out. Yeah, he's gonna. That's Bujinji Crane. He's going to force out the Rainbow Karibo in graveyard, and then Dell's just going to be able to attack straight past that and wipe out the rest of Dennis's life points.
So that is another 2-0 by the look of it. Is that game 1 or game 2?
That was just game 1.
You sure? They put that green dot there very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's just game 1.
Oh. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, we're getting very excited to see who's going to be our 4 representatives. It's literally top 32, 16, 8, and then you're looking at the most
people that are
for these guys. It'll be the most important match of the weekend. Is that top 4, getting into that top 4? So your 8 final players are going to be very, very high stakes.
Extremely.
Because you want to go to Rimini. Rimini is... We've got a lot of interesting plans for it. It's going to be fantastic.
And it's a lovely place.
Oh yeah, this time of year, fantastic place. Okay, so we're going to see a bit of side decking here. We saw a lot of aggressive Bujin plays there. We very rarely see the Bujinki coming out, and it put some work in there, and we saw multiple Xyz monsters and Bujin attacking. Normally you get the Kaiser Colosseum, Bujin Yamato, just slow rolling your opponent to get all of the cards that you need. Okay, so Dennis came prepared. Is this Dennis we're looking at here, or is this Dell? I think this is Dell we're actually looking at.
Yeah, this is Dell we're looking at here.
Okay, yeah, Dell's including the Alloy of Justice. It's a card I'm not familiar with, but you can discard it from your hand to banish 2 light monsters from your opponent's graveyard. And the lights, it's great against Bujins because you can take out the tortoise and the hare, or Bujinchi turtle and Bujinchi hare. And against Lightsworn, he's going to be using it to remove his opponent's monsters in response to those Lumina activations, and also to deny Dennis the opportunity to use to summon Judgment Dragon. Which, since it's not a once per turn effect, he can just keep paying life points until Dell runs out of ways to stop him from destroying all cards he controls. We're going to see a Light Ray Diablos being removed, a Soul Charge, second soul charge.
I think
Drawing
he's
3.
feeling a little sore after drawing those 3 soul charges.
No, that was rough. A rough beginning. He didn't get set up, and then from his first activation of a Lightsworn monster, he sends the Solar Recharge to the graveyard, which would have been a great card for him to start off with instead of one of those soul charges. It would let him start getting the ball rolling a lot faster. Okay, so we're seeing some re-sleeving from the side deck. Oh, there's an interesting technique with this, is it stops you accidentally starting your next round with the cards that you had from the previous round sided in, because you won't have those side deck cards sleeved up.
Yeah.
You go, oh yeah, of course, this isn't right. Or just randomly ending up with an extra card in your deck by accident. And it does happen. Some players forget to take their cards back out of their deck properly, and it causes problems, and it does come with penalties. So try to be as careful as you can to make sure that your deck matches your deck list as you submitted it.
Definitely.
We'll see how Dell decides to... We'll see how Dennis decides to play this game. He didn't really get to his Lightsworn combos that he was hoping to, and Dell just seemed to just have everything. Those 2 fire formation Tenkis at the start of the game, giving him a lot of access to cards, to his monsters. Right. Oh, no, still not done side decking. He's shuffled up and is just making some last minute alterations.
There's those cards Colosseums that you said would be a problem.
Yeah, I can see you guys in the stream profusely mocking me for my pronunciation of Amaterasu, and I'm sorry about that. I will work on that.
In fact, you even said it correctly the first time. And,
that's the weirdest thing, but then I forgot.
Downhill.
I just forgot how to say things right. That's fortunately never happened to me in an interview. So why are you here? Words. Just imagine how that would go. Thank you for your time, Mr. Bell. Okay, we're coming up to the final cuts of the deck, and then we're going to be seeing both players drawing their hands, and I will let you know what we have as soon as possible. I'm not sure what our technical guy's asking. Maybe for him to remove the empty sleeves from the table. Two Needlebug Nests, a Judgment Dragon, a Charge of the Light Brigade, one unknown card, and Breakthrough Skill appearing in Dennis's hand. Those 2 Needlebug Nests are going to be able to let him send 10 cards from his deck to the graveyard. Which will get those Judgment Dragons going very soon. And we're seeing a Bujin Yamato start from Dale, Fiendish Chain, Bujin Carnation, Bujin Arazuda, and Mystical Space Typhoon. And we got a Raiden. That was the card I was missing. Charge the Light Brigade coming down for Dennis. That's looking a lot better. He's going to activate Eclipse Wyvern's effect after he searches for a Lightsworn monster. There was a time when you could play 3 of these. I imagine many of you don't remember that too fondly. Okay, go for the turn 1 Raiko Lightsworn Hunter. And banishes the Judgment Dragon. Okay, we're going to see some face down cards and a face down monster, Raiko. Leaving him with 2 cards in hand. Kaiser Colosseum, first card drawn for Dale. And he's going to summon the Bujin Yamato, the dreaded start. Bujin always wants to start Yamato where possible. And Kaiser Colosseum. Although, saying that, he knows that his opponent's got to face down Raiko, so he's deciding to not attack.
There's the Needlebug Nest.
And that's going to send an Eclipse Wyvern into the graveyard, so he's going to get another effect there. So, he's got a Redox dragon in his graveyard, so he can banish both of those Eclipse Wyverns and get 2 Judgment Dragons to his hand. Oh, he's got a Judgment Dragon in hand, 1 banish, and a Light Ray Diablos. So he could just storm the field with a flurry of special summons.
Unfortunately, there is that Kaiser Colosseum there that's stopping him doing that.
Yes, well that's what he's hoping the Raiko's going to answer. And Dale didn't want to attack straight into that Raiko and risk losing his Bujin Yamato, but now that's going to be the prime target for the Raiko Lightsworn Hunter, I expect. Perhaps Dennis has something more sinister in mind for his opponent.
Sinister?
Yeah, I like the word.
You like the word sinister?
Yeah, I think we should use it more often in conversation.
Yes. But not in a sinister way.
Well played. Okay, we're going to see another Eclipse Wyvern. That's 3 Eclipse Wyverns that are going off. And he has to reveal his deck to his opponent because he no longer has any monsters that he can banish from his deck. So Dell, knowing the Lightsworn deck from his playtesting, because obviously, sorry, I say obviously, I shouldn't, from all of his playtesting is probably very aware of what Dennis has. He takes a quick look and can probably figure out what's face down on Dennis's side of the field. He's probably more importantly looking for the number of Judgment Dragons where they are, so he can figure out if his opponent has a Judgment Dragon in his hand.
There's that Rainbow Karibo in hand as well.
Yeah. For Lightsworn, you're looking for very particular things. Okay, so we're seeing a Raiko's being flipped, and there's the Fiendish Chain. Best card in the game.
Best card in the game.
Well, one of the best cards in the game.
Yeah, pretty much it is.
There'll always be a Fiendish Chain to stop you. Okay, we're going to see a Bujinji Turtle going to the graveyard of Dale. That Redox in the graveyard constantly threatening all of those banished dragons sitting out of play for Dennis. And Dennis just needs to find a way to get that Kaiser Colosseum off the table, and he will be able to and there's a second Kaiser Colosseum. So even if he does have the answer, he has to take that window immediately. Dale may be aware of this and may just preemptively activate the second Kaiser Colosseum. Dennis just needs one window and he can close the game out right away. He elects to not attack the Raiko. Because he doesn't want to remove Raiko from his opponent's side of the field, because Raiko is preventing Dennis from summoning any monsters. And if he takes that off the field, he gives his opponent the opportunity to summon a Judgment Dragon, of which he has no answer for, and it can clean the field out, then Redox. So Dale actually in a much stronger position not attacking. So there's a breakthrough skill. Dennis is going to be sitting around looking for an answer for that Kaiser Colosseum. We see a Solemn Warning drawn from Dale, and he sets that onto the field. And he's just using that Bujin Yamato to set him up in for the late game here. A new card is drawn. It's Rainbow Karibo, I believe. I have a couple of unfortunate errors, so I can't tell you what what exactly is in Dennis's hand. And he's keeping that a closely guarded secret on the table. Okay, Pot of Duality is played, revealing another Pot of Duality and the Ally of Justice card that we were referring to earlier. Okay, he's going straight to the end phase as well off of that, to send a Bujins Hair to the graveyard. And Dennis is in a really horrible position because he can see exactly what he wants to do, and that Kaiser Colosseum is totally shutting him down. Well, Dell also not able to get any damage in. It's a bit of a standoff. He knows if he takes a single monster out of play, he risks losing everything, because if that Kaiser Colosseum goes down... Okay, Rainbow Karibo is discarded by Dennis, I believe because he has too many cards in his hand. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Worst way to lose cards is just simply not playing them. Dell passes play. He might just sit here and let him run out of cards.
Yeah, he could do that. I mean, he is playing Lightsworn.
Yeah, but he's been sending a lot of cards with the Bujin Yamato, so...
He's already sent 15 cards to his graveyard.
Have you been counting?
Well, there's Raiko, and then he did 2 Needle Nest.
Oh, so he knows it's been at least, yeah, it's been at least 15 cards.
15 cards that's been discarded.
Fair play. Fair play to you, sir. Bujinji Crane is currently in Dell's hand, and Bujin Carnation. Discard again.
Oh, we discarded the second Kaiser Colosseum, maybe not the best one.
Well, he knows if he's got 2 options. He can activate it, which would then prevent him playing any more spells or traps. Or he could just not play it. If Dennis gets a window, he is going to push as hard as he can. He's got all these cards he can't play, and he's now just sitting around waiting for an answer to the Kaiser Colosseum. He's got no answer, so he just discards a card for the end of his turn. It's Minerva he's discarding, and he's asking does he get to use the effect to send the top card of his deck to the graveyard. Dell could just sit... Yeah, look at the size of the decks there on the table. Dell could just sit there and sit him out playing and you cannot do anything.
Well, we're in an age of 3 MST.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those are in the graveyard.
I've seen one.
Yeah, Dell needs to make sure that he still has an answer to his opponent should he get rid of the Kaiser Colosseum. But until Dennis gets an answer, it's a complete stomach. He's got a third Kaiser
Colosseum. I think he's discarding it to...
as we said at the start, yeah, as we said at the start, it was going to be a big deciding factor would be Kaiser Colosseum. Okay, so he's using the Ally of Justice card. I forget that card's name. Please feel free to look that up in the database. I can see there it's a level 3 Dark Ally of Catastor. You can discard it to banish 2 light monsters from your opponent's graveyard. So he goes and takes out the Minerva and something else, most likely. Probably not an Eclipse Wyvern. Wouldn't want to give his opponent any of those scary dragons. Black Corner Heaven in Dell's hand now, from what I can see. We've got a... Okay. Discards Black Corner Heaven. I just see this as 2 guys running towards each other very slowly. Like,
yeah.
Because they're both waiting for something to happen. It's like, who blinks first? Or in this case, does Dennis draw an answer to Kaiser Colosseum? Which is slightly less dramatic in real-world context.
Yes.
Yeah. Bujin Harume being drawn by Dell. Kaiser Colosseum.
Now he discards the Kaiser Colosseum.
Yep, that's okay. There's 1 Kaiser Colosseum stand between Dell and his life points. But there's a Solemn Warning face down, so even if Dennis finds a way to get the Judgment Dragon through, there is a Solemn Warning to stop him. Perhaps he's playing Celestia. Celestia would be a really good card to play right now, because it would force the activation of Solemn Warning.
It looks like there's 10 cards maybe less in that deck now.
Yep.
Just having a count, actually. Do you catch that?
There's also multiple Bujinji Hairs. He's to the point now where Dell is not even sending any cards to his graveyard. He's got hares, he's got turtles.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to see a solar recharge. There's the Mystical Space Typhoon. Okay. We might... and he sends the second Mystical Space Typhoon to the graveyard. Okay, so we're probably about to start seeing everything being played here.
Unless...
Allied Justice is activated. Allied Justice X. I will look that one up after the match in preparation if Dell progresses.
Is that enough to make it so that there isn't 5?
There is most of his deck in the graveyard there. There's a pop opportunity because he's been cherry picking the monsters to take out.
I think he was doing that so the Judgment Dragon could come down.
Probably going to be taking a few moments to consider this, but this is going to be a very... Now that he's got a window, he knows he has to take it. But we have seen 2 of those cards of Colosseum Skype because Dell knew that he didn't want to lock himself out of new spells and traps that he drew. And if his opponent takes out the one that he has on field, he's not going to have time to play the second.
Play against Redox.
Here's Redox, and 2 Eclipse Wyverns going out of play. And 2 very scary dragons being added to Dell's hand.
To Dennis's hand.
Yeah, Dennis's hand, sorry, not Dell. Dell's not adding Lightsworn dragons to his hand. So good in Bujin though, right? Okay, so we're seeing another card going face down from the Book of Moon. That was Light Ray Diablos that was being turned face down by the Book of Moon. That's time on the round for the players in the main event downstairs. We got a bit of extra time up here. We've not been informed how much, but I'm sure we'll receive some kind of notification. Since we're in single elimination, there's no way this game can end in a draw. One of these players will progress to the top 16. The other will, unfortunately, fall just short of the final 4. Looking at the at Dell's field. Okay, so we're seeing more cards being banished for Tempest. Yes. Mystical Space Typhoon being used right now on the face down card. It's another Neovoid's Nest. He's probably not in a rush to activate that with so few cards left in his deck.
I can't actually see more than 1 left in his deck.
Might be able to see it if we switch view in a moment. Okay, we're going to see a
level 7, which is... I'd say it's probably going to be Solemn Warning, but...
Yep, there comes a Solemn Warning from Dale. This is a very dangerous turn that Dell needs to get through. It's a lot of patience gone into waiting this long. A lot of players get frustrated and try and force things to happen. And Dennis is now just meticulously taking away all of the answers that Dale has. But Dell spent so many turns crafting the perfect hand. We'll see. Does he have the 4 Lightsworn monsters now? You might have been right earlier. He might not actually have enough to
bring out the Judgment Dragon.
To summon the Judgment Dragon. I would have thought so with most of his deck being in the graveyard.
No, he definitely cherry-picked that to make sure that that wasn't going to happen.
We're seeing Lumina Lightsworn Sorceress being summoned.
I do believe it's
he's
activating
activating
Rack out, and I believe that gives the 5th.
We're seeing a rank 3 Xe summon.
Levia Dragon.
Levia Dragon. Card that was very popular when Xes were first introduced, and we don't see a lot of play with Levia Dragon anymore.
I see it in a lot of extra decks that with when they can get it out. Essentially, obviously, there's no point playing a card you can't actually play.
So he's got, I saw 2 Bujins Turtles, 1 Bujins Hare.
But I would argue that it's definitely actually a staple extract card.
Possibly. Okay, so he flips up he's using the Scrap Dragon to destroy the YGO, and one of his opponent's cards, I think it's the Bujin Yamato. Haven't actually received an update.
Turtle.
Yeah, haven't seen an update, so those cards aren't actually on David's table. You have just a Bujin Yamato currently in play.
Now there's the Judgment Dragon.
Yep, that one Bujin Yamato stands alone in the face of mighty dragons.
Now it's just activated the effect, and a hair has stopped it from being destroyed.
Yep, Dennis paying cards.
One would say
he just pays again. As we say. He just keeps paying and paying, and there's a 6,000.
That's game.
Yep. Trying to pull Dennis straight into running out of cards was not a viable plan for Dale. Yeah, credit to him spotting an opportunity to win the game through alternative means, but it didn't pay off. As soon as that one window came up, Dennis went for it and he took it.
Definitely. Definitely. It is unfortunate that... you know what, I forgot what I was about to say.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Something that was unfortunate though, and it was on somebody's side of the field. Somebody played some cards, and maybe if they didn't play that card, they wouldn't have played that card.
That's helpful.
Yes.
that tells me a lot of what you were thinking.
Just completely blanked.
No, unfortunately we didn't see Bujin Yamato punching everything into the graveyard as we have seen before. And going back into the side decks, I wonder if Dale learns his lesson here and doesn't try and go for the deck out on Lightsworn, although that was a very viable way to win the game.
Got it. It was unfortunate that he discarded his Kaiser Colosseums.
He didn't want to give up the last spell or trap slot that he had on his field to have that second Kaiser Colosseum secured, because he didn't have an answer. If his opponent found a way to get rid of the YGO, his opponent could have just put something else through to threaten the whole field. If he got as soon as he made a Judgment Dragon stick, it was going to go, so he needed to keep more protection cards available to him. It was a viable strategy.
Even then, because if you think about it, he would have bought up the Judgment Dragon, the 1,000 would have been paid, but again, it wouldn't have joined. I guess.
Yeah, Dennis was just going to be more than happy to go, oh, I'll just pay 1,000 life points, protect your guy, pay 1,000 life points, protect your guy, pay 1,000 life points. I can keep doing this. The rage of Judgment Dragon. So we're seeing, no, he's sending away the Rainbow Kuriboh. Bring it back, Dennis! Dennis! He can't hear me.
They cannot hear you.
If he can't hear me, then we have a serious problem. So
Yes.
I'm telling him what cards are in his hand. Would that qualify as coaching? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would.
It would, yeah.
Dennis, Rainbow Kuriboh, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing, my friend? Okay. I trust Dennis. He is very, very close to the final couple of rounds of knockout. Well, he's actually in the final couple of rounds of knockout.
Why was Yamato destroyed?
It's Bujinji hair protected once per turn.
No, it just says once during this turn. Ah, you're right, yeah. Fair enough.
Once during this turn.
No, just during this turn.
Right. Saying they're excited. They both seem in very good spirits. There's a lot riding on this last match. We are going to game 3. I don't know when they're entering end of match procedure, but they're shaking hands. It's a true sign of sportsmanship from Dennis and Dale. It's all going to be over soon. Both fantastic players, playing this really well, considering every aspect of this game to maximize their chances of winning. Far from mention Tenki first play. I'll just pull up the hands that we're seeing. Unfortunately, there's one card I can't tell you what there, but there's a Far Formation Tenki played to get the Bujin Yamato. He sets Mystical Space Typhoon, and we're going to see the Bujin Yamato effect in the end phase. Oh, he already had the Yamato. No, okay, he's in the end phase, yeah, he's using the Yamato's effect. Sorry, I thought he was using Tenki for Harume, but then... Let's move on. How do you feel about this hand, if you're a Lightsworn player? Okay, Charge of the Light Brigade coming down, sending Eclipse Wyvern, Raiden, and Judgment Dragon to the graveyard. So that's going to add a Lumina Lightsworn Sorceress to Dennis's hand, and the Eclipse Wyvern is going to activate. That was definitely an Eclipse Wyvern he sent to the graveyard, right?
I think it was, yeah.
I see he missed his... I think he's not noticed. Either that or...
I don't think it was then.
Pretty sure Eclipse Wyvern's mandatory. Maybe, yeah, I must have maybe missed something. Okay, so Dale's hand. One unknown card. We've just got a Raiko face down from Dennis here. It's Bujin. Okay, we're seeing a lot more of the first game. Lots of Bujins instead of just
there's
the
the
one.
3.
Okay, he's doing this to test me.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He knows.
He knows that I've been mispronouncing this card's name.
You ready?
The entire match. Okay, I'm ready. Well, I'm not ready. Okay. Alright.
Ready?
Bujinki Amaterasu. Amaretto.
Not Amaretto. Do you want to bring the card up on screen?
Yeah, I will do that.
There you go. Here we go. Amaterasu.
Amaterasu.
There you go.
Bujinki Amaterasu.
There you go.
Dale, if you watch this later, thanks for that. Okay, we're seeing Bujin Yamato and Bujin G Turtle attacking. There's a Raiko face down on the field. He's going to flip up and target the spell or trap card Dale controls. It's the Fire Formation Tenki, and he'll send top 3 cards of his deck to the graveyard. Bujin Yamato attacking directly. And he's also attacking with the
Amaterasu.
Amaterasu. Thank you. Bujinki Amaterasu. Dennis has no cards in play, but he does control a lot of cards in his hand. The dreaded Bujin Crane and Bujin Carnation. He's got a plan B should Dennis, he's not going to have a plan B for his own play, sorry. Should Dennis pull a big move out here, he's got his own answer. It looks like we're seeing a second Xe summon. It's Bujin Susanoo.
Again, this looks pretty one-sided.
Yeah, he's sending the Bujinji Hair to the graveyard with Bujin T Susanoo. Susanoo. Shouldn't play this deck myself.
No.
Opponents ask me what cards I'm playing, I'll be just giving them the wrong information all day.
Like this one?
I'm just making cards up.
Yeah.
Dennis has a lot of interesting opportunities. Okay, I think end of match procedure is being called here, and so much damage already sitting on Dennis Borgman. He's going to be looking for an explosive turn. This match has to end. There is no draws. One of these guys is going home out of the top 32. Well, he's not going home. He's probably going to enjoy the rest of the event before
he goes
leaves.
home.
But for all intents and purposes, this is it for one of these guys. And Dennis playing off the back foot here against these monstrous Bujin Xe monsters. Lumina first. Yep, it's... Sorry, I'll give you actual time to read that. Bujinji Crane, Bujinji Incarnation, 2 Bujin XE monsters. And Dennis does have a Dragon Ruler in his hand. And he's got a tuner and a non-tuner.
Let's see how he's going to pull this back. He's now got the 5 Lightsworn. Oh. Has he got the
Fire monster? Yeah.
dragons?
No, maybe I didn't see which card that was earlier. Judgment Dragon getting banished for the Eclipse Wyvern effect.
Just remind me again, what does Amaterasu do in your opponent's deck?
In your opponent's turn, it lets you target one of your banished level 4 or lower monsters added to your hand. I don't believe Dell controls any banished monsters. We've got a Lumina and a Raiden on the field. And it's being turned into one of our most popular giant cards this weekend, Michael the Arch Lightsworn. Michael is very, very, very powerful. You can pay 1,000 life points to banish any card your opponent controls. Then during each end of the turns you send top 3 cards to your graveyard. If Michael will be destroyed, you can send any number of monsters back from your graveyard, Lightsworn monsters from your graveyard to your deck and gain life points for each one. I don't think he has enough to match the life point deficit that he's got here.
Especially with the turtles and hares being involved.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to target either of those monsters. So Redox is going to banish 2 cards, including the Eclipse Wyvern, to put a Judgment Dragon back in.
And he is actually now overlaying.
He's going for the rank 7. Well, maybe. We'll see. They're getting a little bit nervous, I think, there. Those cards are flicking very, very fast. Takes a breath. Just relax, Del. You're doing great.
Everything's going to be okay. Yeah, see him nodding there. He knows. He knows.
Okay, so Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack coming down. Was an all-star card last year.
Still is.
No, it's still very, very powerful. Okay, I think that was a Bujinji Turtle being used to stop the Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack destroying one of those monsters. Here comes Judgment Dragon. Pays 1,000 life points. Just going to leave the Draco Sack in play because he currently controls a monster. Okay, so we're going to see a Bujinji Hare being banished. Which card does he protect? This decision could be crucial. And he's going to chain the his Bujinki. Yeah, it's gone. So now I don't have to keep trying to pronounce its name.
Amaterasu.
Amaterasu. He's going to chain the effect so he gets a monster back from his banished zone, and it's going to be Bujinji Turtle. Dennis, 2,600 life points left. The Judgment Dragon. The Judgment Dragon there. He could use his effect again, but now that we're in end of match procedure. Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's risking everything on this play.
And in end of match procedure as well, he can only actually can't really bring him down by that much, surely.
Well, he's
6,400 damage he needs to do there.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage he needs to do in order to equalize this. But he's not the final turn. He has got more turns to do this. But we know that Dell's holding that Bujin Incarnation.
And how many turns is left?
So after time is called, there's 3 additional turns.
So we've got 1, 2, then 3. So he'll have the last turn.
I believe so. I'm drawing a blank right now. We'll find out for you. It's been a very long time since I've actually played in tournaments. So, okay, we're going to see 2 monsters banished, so going to see Tempest summoned. Are we going to see an OTK?
Maybe, maybe.
If he doesn't, Dell's got a chance to finish those last 1600 life points off. He actually doesn't have any other cards that he can do to this, so this is a 5,400 damage coming in.
What's in Dale's hand there?
These cards.
He actually has the game.
He's got the Bujins Crane.
Yeah. And he just drew a Hero May.
I think that's a Rainbow
And he's got a
Karibo
Bujin Carnation right
in
there.
his opponent's hand.
It's possible that is a Rainbow Karibo, which would
stop the attack.
It would.
And that would give game to Dennis.
So, let's see.
Let's see. Bujin Carnation. No response. He's twitching. They're both nervous. You can just imagine the heart rate of both of these players very, very high.
Oh, and he's XE summoning.
We're so close.
I'm assuming this is Susano. Using the effect there.
Yep. Yeah, you are correct. If he can get... He's got one face down card, actually. I don't know what that face down card is. I think it's a Needlebug's Nest, actually, so that's not going to help Dennis. But he's using it to try and scare his opponent.
Doesn't look like it's working.
Well, Dell should know if he doesn't go for this, regardless of what that face down card is. He can take an accurate guess at what it is. But if he doesn't do something here, he loses anyway. And in this situation, it's better to go for it and get caught out by the card than not to. Because, you know, it could just be a Needlebug's Nest. Okay, he checks his graveyard. He's going to summon the Bujin Harum. This will give him 2 monsters, so even if Dennis has the Rainbow Karibo, 3 monsters.
Technically 2, it looks like he's going to bring out another Susano.
I can only control 1.
And then he's going to bring out possibly an Honor Arc.
Honestly, he needs 2 monsters that he can use to crane the Bujinji Crane on if he wants to win here.
Unless he takes the Honor Arc.
Yes, but there's issues with that. That he's not going to be able to... It's a Diamond Dire Wolf. Oh no.
Oh.
He's so close. Dell's not in a great position here. He needs that to not be a Rainbow Karibo. Oh! He's got it.
He's got it. He's not a Rainbow Karibo.
Was it not a Rainbow Karibo, or did he just let that happen? Wow, that was close.
That was very close.
Razor's edge.
The tension of the
right
plays.
there. To play around the Rainbow Karibo, if he'd have left 2 monsters in play where he could have used the Crane on, he attacks the first time, it's unsuccessful. He attacks the second time, he's got the Crane, and that Harum has got more than enough attack points to wipe out Dennis's life points. Again, we're seeing superior field advantage to Dennis at that point, not winning the game. It was life points.
It was amazing.
That was so close. And Lightsworn progressing to top 16.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, wow. I can imagine you guys all sat there holding your breaths, trying to figure out what was going to happen in that game.
Bujin, yes, going to top 16, not Lightsworn there.
That's right, it's the other way around.
Yes, it is the other way around.
Ah, Dell, please
and Dale's
stop
name
playing cards. I can't pronounce.
This is Dennis's name and this is Dale's name, and they are not interchangeable.
No, they're not.
No.
Okay. Fantastic play through both of them. Dale being the ultimate winner there, going on to the top 16. But Dennis shouldn't feel bad about this. He's a fantastic performance with a deck that literally just playing cards that just became legal for this event, and he makes it all the way to the top 32.
Top 32 is a fantastic place to...
Yeah, over 1,000 players showed up for this, and these are the best players in Europe. We're not just... these are really seasoned pros that are attending this, that are very regularly travelled, that are competing, and Dennis has beat out almost all of them to get here. So if you're a friend of Dennis, you should pat him on the back when you see him and tell him he did a great job. That was a fantastic duel. So close in the end. You can look at the life points there. It was 1,600 versus 2,600. The Judgment Dragon and the
Judgment Dragon. The Judgment
The
Dragon.
Judgment Dragon. I know there's
Please.
multiple Judgment Dragons, but the Judgment Dragon.
The Judgment Dragon. That was close. It was tense.
Wow. Yeah,
Really
I'm still feeling a bit tense.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just like leaning forward closer and closer to the screen to see how that was going to
Nearly falling
conclude.
into the screen.
And well, I had one missing file, so I thought it was a Rainbow Kuriboh.
It's possible.
Well, we don't know. I didn't see what that card was.
If it was going to be that
in the
Rainbow
end.
Kuriboh, then that would have been it.
Well, yeah, he would have blocked the attack, and then his opponent didn't have anything else to attack with, and then next turn he would have been able to win the game from there.
Yeah. Just again, another 1,000 life points gone, and then just an attack drag.
Yeah, we
And
would
that
have
been it.
He would have taken him down. Anyway, top 16. I will ask PJ if the What deck is still available. Jovan may be progressing. That would be 2 UK players that I'm aware of that would be entering the top 16. I unfortunately don't have the country breakdown of everyone else. Everywhere else, sorry. Countries aren't people.
No.
They're
No,
full of
no.
people, but
They
they're
are
not
full of
actually
people. But they are not actually people. You
Yeah.
have that right. Now we are getting given the
Our warning here.
our warning that we have to leave.
To wrap this one up. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that match, and you guys can learn a whole lot from both Dale and Dennis. Fantastic players, really great
Definitely.
effort. And we'll catch up with you soon, next round, which will be very soon, because we've not got very many players left to run the rounds over. So stay with us, we'll be back soon.